To make a real change, you have to hate your life.
You could be the Michael Jordan of something, and most people never find it.
People don't push themselves to the extreme. They just don't. It's because it's too hard.
Want a sword? Get a mentor. Hey, this is Nina Carmichael, and this channel is created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back: a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something greater inside you as well. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So today, let's learn from one of the best, my husband Evan Carmichael, and how to stop being mediocre. Mentor me, my husband Evan. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Hate mediocrity.
To make a real change, you have to hate your life. Good is the enemy of great. If you're good, you're good. It would be nice to have more, but you're not willing to do the crazy, scary, painful things that require to get great because you're good. You need to realize, if only for a few moments, that you hate your life. You hate it. You're capable of more, way more. This is nowhere near maxing out. This is nowhere near the max of your capabilities. You should hate that. You need to hate that. And then you make a powerful decision to change. So if you've ever been to a Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within event, the 3.5-day event, his most powerful exercise that he does is his Dickens exercise. And what he has you do is write down your limiting beliefs. He has you write down what are the things that you do that is holding you back, the belief system you have that is holding you back, the things that you know you need to act on that you're not doing. Why is it that you're not doing it, and what is it holding you back from accomplishing? And that's a great thought exercise, but unless it's emotional, you're not going to take action, right? You know it, fixing that would be nice, it'd be good, it'd be nice, right? Yes, but you still like your life. It's the problem. You don't hate your life. You're not desperate enough to make that happen. You can think, well, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, I'll do it next year. No, you need to hate your life right now, or that thing will never happen. And so what Tony has you do is you take those 3 limiting beliefs and then you project forward, and it takes you down, I think, 5 years and 10 years and 20 years into the future. So now you imagine your life 5 years into the future. That thing that you're afraid to do, that thing that you have in your head, that limiting belief of yours, you haven't fixed it yet. What's the result? What happens? What do you look like in 5 years that you still haven't done the thing? What happens to you in 5 years? And then in 10 years, and then in 20 years? It takes you deeper into the pain, basically, each time that your life is terrible, right? You never fix this thing. You never chase that opportunity. You never go after the thing you know you're capable of. And he puts so much pain on you through this exercise. It lasts, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. He puts so much pain on you but then it forces you to want to make the change right now. And then he'll snap you back. The idea isn't let's stay negative forever, right? As entrepreneurs, we don't want to do that. I don't want to be negative forever. It's using negativity and negative forces in a really acute sense, in these little pockets, these little moments, to force you forward, to force you into action. Because when you hate something, you're going to change it. When you've hated something in your life, it's an immediate change. I need to make that change immediately. But again, when you're good, you're good. You don't do anything about it. And so whatever it is that you want out of life, you have to be desperate to go and chase it down. You have to. And the only way to do that is to hate your current situation. Now, I don't want you waking up every day and saying, I hate my life, I hate my life, I hate my life. That's not healthy. But again, in these moments, in these windows, where you need to make a decision, where you need to be bold, when you need to act, when you need to summon the courage that you have, it has to be important enough to you. And you get that by thinking about all the reasons why your life right now sucks and you need to make a change. Don't get down in this narrow hole that just keeps getting darker and darker and darker. It's like, no, this sucks and I'm a hero, I'm a badass, I wanna max out. I wanna go and create that much better life for myself. Rocket fuel, here we go.
Also, if you want to have more motivation and confidence, check out the 254 in the description below.
If you're doing work that you love, you're more likely to follow through. You're more likely to do it because it doesn't feel like work, because you love doing it. Hard work does not guarantee your success, but there is no success without hard work. Period. It doesn't exist.
Because your book has come out, it doesn't mean you should stop marketing. It's not just about week 1 when it just comes out. It's constantly marketing, 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 marketing.
And rule number 2, the last one before a very special bonus clip, learn from everyone.
I think most people never find their greatness. I think everybody has Michael Jordan level talent at something. You could be the Michael Jordan of something. And most people never find it. Most people come nowhere even close to finding it. Most people wake up and they drive to a job that they hate so that somebody else can build their dreams. You are working every single day so that somebody else can build their dreams instead of working on understanding yourself and building your own dreams. And I think the starting point is, if you have no idea what you have Michael Jordan level capabilities in, then that should be your immediate goal. Your immediate goal in life is to figure out what can you be the Michael Jordan at. And there's 3 main ways that people close themselves off to learning that really hold themselves back. And I want to shatter these expectations and belief systems right now in this video. The first is that people often only want to learn from people who look like them. And that's from a physical appearance. Like, men only want to learn from men. They won't respect learning from a woman. White people only want to learn from white people. Black people only want to work from black people. Asians only want to learn from Asians. If you restrict yourself to me being a white guy, to only learning from white guys, I'm never going to reach my potential. It's never going to happen. In this video right now, we're learning from Oprah Winfrey. It's a white guy learning from a black woman. I love it. If Oprah has a message that can help me get better, I'm going to embrace it. Now, I may not be able to relate to every message that she puts out there, but if she has a single message that's going to make me better, I want to hear it. I want to consume it. And too many of you are locked into only learning from somebody who looks exactly like you, and that will limit your growth. The second thing you need to break through is, if you see one thing that you don't like about somebody, you write that entire person off. This is partly why I started the top 10 rules, because I made a video on Kanye West, because people hate on Kanye West because of all the things that he does in public and his stunts, and sometimes puts his foot in his mouth. And that's fine, you don't have to agree with that. But this is a lot that you can still learn from Kanye West to help you become better. If you cannot learn from Kanye West because he does 1 or 2 or 10 things that you disagree with, then you're not putting him in a box, you're putting yourself in a box. You have put yourself in a box of how you will grow and learn. And just by that very definition, you're never going to get to where you want to be. So I have a big poster of Steve Jobs on my wall in my home office. I love Steve Jobs for the visionary, but how he treated people, I don't want to learn to treat people like Steve Jobs. How he was a father, he's not going to be my role model for that. But to be a visionary, I love that. Thinking big, put a dent in the universe, I love that, and I can learn from that. And so there may be 99 things that you hate about somebody, but if they've had success, you can learn that one thing. That's what your goal is. Your goal is not to be the next Steve Jobs, it's to be the best version of you. And you get that by taking different pieces from different people. You could be the Steve Jobs visionary, and you can be a great, caring, loving person, right? You could be a great family person as well. And so you're taking one thing from Steve Jobs, and one thing from Seth Godin, and one thing from Oprah, and one thing from Mother Teresa to make that unique creature called you. Some people complain that I have somebody like Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, on my channel. We've done a couple videos on him because he went to jail. It's like, how could you make videos on somebody who went to jail? You're posting this guy up as a role model. In the videos that we have of him, all the messages are positive, right? Everything still gets put through believe binoculars. Every message is positive. And yes, Jordan Belfort did things that were illegal. And other people have done illegal things on my channel too. And I'm not saying that that is a good thing that you need to go off and do, but I am saying you can learn from Jordan Belfort, for example, how to sell. You can learn a lot about how to sell, how to have confidence from Jordan Belfort, and then use those skills for something positive. Use those skills for something good. And if you write off a guy like Jordan Belfort and say, well, he committed a crime, so I'm never going to learn from him, he doesn't care. You've put yourself in a limited box of how you're going to learn. Because that perfect person that you want to learn from doesn't actually exist. If there's one person who could teach you everything in life, then the best thing you're going to be is a junior version of them and never the full version of yourself. So you're taking these pieces. Take something that you can learn from Jordan and discard the rest. Same thing with the top 10 rules. I learned something from every single video that I put up, but you don't have to learn something from every 10. If you get one message out of the 10 that resonates with you and that shifts that sparks a difference for you, that's great. That's a win. And if the other 9 don't mean anything to you, throw them away. Who cares? You're not trying to be that person, you're trying to be a better you. And so many people are just locked into one restricted way of thinking, and if one person has done one little thing that they disagree with, they write off that person, and all you're really doing is writing off yourself. So change it, change that mindset immediately. When you can learn from the people that you hate the most, who've had success, when you can find something in the person that you hate the most, who's had success, and find something that you can learn from them, that's when you really start to win.
Now I have a very special bonus clip I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3 important landing questions. Time to go from watching the video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1, who's the one person that you're gonna learn from? Number 2, what is the mediocrity that you hate? Number 3, how will you push yourself to the extreme? And if you made it this far in this video and you're still watching, we wanna celebrate with you. Give me a hashtag believe in the comment below.
People don't push themselves to the extreme. They just don't. It's because it's too hard. It's too crazy hard that you're not likely to do it on your own. And so I think when those opportunities come, learning to embrace them, learning to take them on, learning to say, this is my chance to show myself and the world what I am made of. This is my chance. But is it still your limit? So let me give you a couple examples. This morning, I woke up and I didn't have a lot of sleep. I went to bed at 3 something last night. I woke up at 7:20 this morning. I turned off the alarm, but still woke up at 7:20, force a habit. And I'm not on a lot of sleep and I need to make a bunch of videos for you guys. And I want to bring my best and I put pressure on myself that every video needs to be my best. I want it to be better. I want to grow. I don't want to just do the same thing over and over and over again. But it's a challenge. And so it's easy to say, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I don't have energy. Oh, I wish I slept more. Or an excuse after excuse. But no, I'm going to go do it. And here I am. And I've made, I don't know how many videos already today. I'm closing in on finishing up. And I still have energy. And I'm pumped for how it went. And the story I'm telling myself is I'm awesome. Like, I had very little sleep. It's not how I want to be living every day. But when that happens, what do you do? How do you stand up? How do you show yourself what you're made of? But even that is not the biggest extreme. You know, like I feel like I'm capable of way more. My tour was the most that I'd ever pushed myself. Not just mentally, not just facing fears, but physically pushing myself. Where I broke my neck in 2 spots. I had a concussion. I've never had a concussion before. It was wild. Don't wish it on anybody if you haven't experienced it yet. Had 3 staples in my head. I compressed my spine. It was brutal. And I had to cancel my event in Denver where I was because it was that night. And then the next one was going to be in Kansas City. This is what I wore for 60 days. I wore these and I took them off for 10 minutes a day. 60 days, right? Like, this is what I'm made of. This is what I'm capable of. I'm complaining about having 4 hours sleep. I had my neck broken and continued on my tour. Across the US for 30 more days and another 30 days here in Toronto, seeing entrepreneurs sitting in pain at the front of the room with ice packs and pillows and not quitting and going home, even though I was in massive pain. Like, this is who I am. And I'm complaining about not having sleep the night before, right? Like, perspective. The greatest point on the tour for me was in Kansas City. It was my next stop. We refunded everybody the money because I wasn't gonna be able to go for 3 hours, but I said, hey, we already booked this hotel venue. You guys already booked your night off. Why don't you just come out anyway? Just come on out and I'll go for an hour and take pictures and say hi and just show some Kansas City love. And I showed up and we went for an hour and a half. And then my wife pulled me off because my lips were starting to get dry because I wasn't being able to, answer questions as clearly as I'd like because I was still suffering from the concussion. The neck pain is one thing. That's just sitting still. I can't do anything about it. But the concussion, you're not supposed to think. You're not supposed to have conversations. It makes the recovery worse. And so she was watching me like a hawk the whole night. She's watching me. And then she sees me start to fade. He's like, okay, that's it. I got to take Evan home. Quick pictures and we got to go. I've never been pulled off a stage before. Never for sucking or definitely for a physical issue. Never. It's never happened. This was me at my physical limit. That was it. I was done. I had actually nothing left. Like, somebody had to come and say, you are done. the best, right? I mean, it sucked, but at the same time, it's like, man, this is it. I got to the edge. I got to the physical limitation. I can't go anymore. I'm being told I need to step down. And there's something so amazing that you feel about yourself that you were able to go that far. Now, you don't want to do that every day. You want to take care of your health. Of course, of course, of course. Don't do stupid things. And at the same time, the pride, the feeling of awesomeness that you hit that mark, I can't explain. So I started telling the people around me, my wife, my agent, the people on the tour, that we're planning a 2020 tour, and it's not gonna be as good. This will be great. We're gonna hit 23 cities, 90 days, East Coast, Texas, Mexico, Montreal. It's gonna be fun, but it won't be as good because I'm not gonna break my neck, right? I'm not gonna forcefully go break my neck just because, right? That's stupid. Don't do that. don't go do that just because. And so I'm not gonna face the same challenge. And so the point is, I'll still have a great time. It'll still be amazing. But what we went through, what I had to go through in 2019, this year, is foundational. Like, I'm gonna remember this forever. This is who I am. This is who I am. Not the guy who thinks that 4 hours sleep and making some videos is a big deal, right? It just resets who you are and reminds you if you step up to the challenge of what you're capable of.
If you want to learn how to add massive value, check out the video next to me. I think you're gonna enjoy. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
If you don't have internal struggles, then you're not growing. I could still go back to that moment. That was crazy. It was the most painful day of my life. Wow, I love it. That's a big question right out of the gate.